Hi guys. Okay, so today we are going to be talking about a book that probably a lot of you have read already. Oh my god, you can't even see my shirt, and the whole point of this is that you can see my Harvard shirt. I know I have the wrong school because this takes place in Yale, but you can't even like see any of the shirt like at all. That's so disappointing. Hold on. I just don't like to do my videos like this far away just cuz but that's my shirt. The point of this is so I can match to the color palette of the book. So this is Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. I think that's how you pronounce her last name. This book has been out for a while, but this exclusive Barnes & Noble cover with the red pages has not been out. I think it just came out this month. That's the spine, that's the back. And see the color palette match. Even though this book takes place in Yale, it's fine, like whatever. Why did I get really dark? So this is that, and it has red pages. I usually don't like any pages that are like color coded. I think it's really ugly, but this one looks kind of cool, and it's my first book ever with colored pages. But we're gonna talk about this book because this book was in my dreams, literally. That might be TMI. But yeah, this book was in my dreams, and it was in my dreams, not this cover. There's also book 2, Hellbent, with the rabbit. The exclusive edition has a red background, and that cover was in my dreams as well. But the black version of Ninth House was in that same dream before even reading the books. So I knew it was like a pull or a draw for me to read the books, and I'm glad I read it. A lot of people think this is like The Magicians or like Harry Potter with even darker academia vibes, but I feel like this is nothing like Harry Potter, and I feel like this is nothing like The Magicians. Just because there's magic involved doesn't mean it's like those. I think it's completely different, to be honest, from The Magicians and Harry Potter. There's like dust all over, sorry. I think it's completely different from The Magicians and Harry Potter. I think this is like its own thing, and what freaked me out the most was watching the interview with Leigh saying that a lot of this is based on truth. She was a part of Wolf's Head Society, the secret society in Yale, and it seems like she's just exposing them, and that's very concerning for her safety and her well-being, because that's just the reality when you expose a lot of things, even if you interpret it into a fictional story. If it's based on a lot of truth, especially ones that you're close to in relationship with, it's a very scary line to be crossing. So I give props to her for doing that. But basically this book, honestly, like, if you know me, you know I do not like books that are in third person, first of all, and of course I keep finding myself reading a lot of third person books recently, which is very funny. So that was shocking that I read that and first. And then also, I don't like books that are very, very detailed or that drag on a lot, like this one. I pushed past it, and I know a lot of people have the same problem too, so it's not just me. But even if it was just me, I'll still say it, because, you know, I like books to be very, very simple. Like, for example, one of the books that I just read was Matched by Ali Condi. The writing is so simple, it's straight to the point. There's like hardly any detail at all in it, which to me is fine because I have my own imagination and I can just create a whole world in my mind without any description of anything. My brain will just create it. through just reading the story, if that makes sense. Like, it'll build a landscape, it'll build setting and environment, all of that, all on its own, without the use of even words. So this one did have a lot of detail, a lot of description, a lot of things that were honestly not necessary, that a lot of people may find necessary, but the first 100 pages too were a lot to get through. I think after like page 80, I probably started understanding some stuff, but I'm not the only person that has had trouble understanding the lore and the, I guess, the lore of this book. But after you get past those pages, it gets very, very addicting. I don't know what it was, but I read this book in 3 days, even though it's 450 pages, and I think that might be the fastest I've read 450 pages. But I read, like, I couldn't stop reading it because I feel like I wanted to know what happens at the end, and it got me hooked enough towards the end for me to want to read book 2. So I have book 2 right now. I ordered it, not this version, it's the normal version, because I didn't want no black pages. The other one is black pages, the other exclusive edition, so I didn't want the black pages. I just wanted normal looking book, and I also liked the gray toned cover of the original one, so that's the one I have. I've already read like 3 or 4 chapters, and it's okay so far. I thought I was gonna get into more action right away, but I'm not surprised. Even with that said though, why am I getting darker? Why is the lighting messing up? There it goes. Even with those critiques that I have for it, it's still a really good story. Like, as an author myself, it's something that I never would have come up with. So I think that's what makes it so fun. I'm just checking my phone for messages, sorry, because I don't have my notifications on. I mean, the ringer on, I never do. So anyways, I feel like it's like a story that I never would have created myself, so it's so fun reading this magical world. And I love the use of magic here. It's very interesting. It's kind of different from The Magicians, but also kind of similar. My favorite thing is that, oh, spoilers beware. So if you haven't read it, I'm about to spoil a lot of things. My first favorite thing was the illusion magic in mirror magic. I love how they used mirror magic in this world. The compact, basically absorbing like someone's essence, but not like their soul or anything. It's more like their reflection. It's absorbing their reflection, kind of, and it tricks. So she like absorbs it, and then it, if you project it again to another being, they'll believe that you are that previous essence or reflection that you just captured with the compact, if that makes sense. So I love the way that that is used. I also love the way that she can, that she is special. Obviously the main characters are always special in some way, right? Like they have an ability, or they are like a portal to something, you know, like there's always something with the main character. That's why we love them so much, because they're special. So the way that Alex is special is because she can see grays, which are dead people, and not just that, but she can absorb, she can kind of let them absorb into her physical body, so she can absorb like their strength, but with that also comes the effects of absorbing their memories and more of their trauma, to be honest, of like how they were murdered or how they died, stuff like that. So it's not pleasant. Obviously nothing in this book is pleasant. It's very, very adult, lots of humiliation, lots of sexual abuse. Not a lot of sexual abuse, but you know what? Yeah, I would say there is a lot of sexual abuse in various forms. So if you don't like that, I mean, no one likes that, obviously, but like, you know, if that like is really something that you cannot read, then don't read this. But I think you know what I'm saying. Obviously no one likes that, but it's just something that does occur in different forms in this story. So if that is a complete no-no for you, then don't read it at all. You're warned. But I can see how it adds to the story. A lot of times, never mind, I'm not gonna say anything. So yeah, so that's the other thing. And then also the way that they use the portals was really cool. I thought, honestly, like when I read the summary for this, I thought there was going to be a lot more about like the secret societies, and I thought we were going to see, I don't know, like I don't know how to explain it. I felt like we were going to see, I don't know what I thought I was going to see, but I didn't think that this was going to be a murder mystery at all, like a mystical, magical murder mystery. I did not think that this is what that was going to be, but you know what? It's okay. It's fine. The character of Daniel Arlington, or also known as Darlington, is the person that we are trying to figure out like what happened to him. We think he's dead, but he's actually been consumed by a hell beast. So I think he's a demon now, and so they have to go to hell, which is why the second book is called Hellbent. And I really wish the second book, like we could have just immediately started with that, but of course I guess with this author there's a lot of filler to go through. So yeah, I never like filler, honestly. Like that's why I make my stories straight to the point, less detail. But you know, there are people that love taking their time with the story, and they just love the creation of exposition and character arc and story arc and things like that, things taking their time. I don't have the time for that because I have so many comic books and stories and other books that I want to read and write. So like preferably I wish there wasn't so much detail, but hey, this is your book, so you do whatever you want, girl. I'm gonna do whatever I want with my books, so that's just that. So I'm just saying it for, you know, like my opinion on what I enjoy reading and how I enjoy to write, and what do I like to read about. It's just like the simple things. I know a lot of people can relate. I feel like I've been saying this a lot in my videos, like it's like my brain starts like dozing off or going into space if there's too much description and too much explanation of things. So that's why I like to keep it simple, so that your brain stays focused and like neutral, instead of just like dozing off into not even a good place, honestly. It's just like you just start thinking about other things and not the story. But anyways, this was very, very good. I knew I was going to like it in a way. I don't know what else to say about this, honestly. So we end up finding out that Alex is a wheel walker, or a supernatural being that could basically go between worlds. So that was really fun to know and watch. And that scene at the end with I forgot the character's name, but the person that kills the dean, I thought that would have been really cool to see like in a movie. And I feel like this is definitely like a movie. Like I don't see this being a show. I see this being a movie, and I feel like if the director and the screenwriter and the cinematographer have a good vision for this, I feel like this could be good with a great cast. Do you know what I mean? It's always the cast and also the visual effects that will make or break the story, as well as the writing, obviously. So obviously everything, but it just has to uniformly be cohesive, because if one thing is out of whack, then it throws the whole thing out. Do you know what I mean? Because I've seen so many shows and movies where either the casting's off or the visuals are off. It's like if it's not one thing, it's the other, or sometimes it's just one thing, and then that one thing throws off the whole vibe of everything, and then it makes me not want to watch it anymore. I think you guys know what I mean. So it's very hard to, I don't know if this is becoming a movie or a show, I don't know, but if that's not an idea yet, it should be one, because I can definitely see it being a movie, because it would be really, really cool to see that in motion. I don't know what else to say about this. What do you guys think about this book? I've seen a lot of people on TikTok reviewing it. A lot of people like it. It's too dark for a lot of people. but I don't think it's that dark. I did get a huge headache though the last sitting of me reading it, and I think that's because, first of all, like the energy of this book is very dense, just because of all the stuff that's talked about, but I feel like there's a lot of material out there that's even more dense, but I think I got a huge headache like the whole night because I read like 200 pages in one sitting, so it was a lot of reading. I could not read one more word. I literally was like, oh my god, please make this book be over already, just because I had a huge headache, but I pushed through and I read it, and I'm glad I did because that was the end of that. But yeah, that is Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo, and I think she wants to write 5 books. I don't even know if there's a name for the 3rd book yet, but I think it's coming out next year. So I guess I could take my time with the 2nd one, but I don't take my time with books, you know, I don't. There's too many things to read. Magnolia Parks, the last Magnolia Parks book comes out next month, but then we still have 2 more Daisy Hates books, so I'm waiting for that. And then I also really wanted to mention that last night I saw Crisis on Infinite Earths, the animated cartoon movie, and I thought it was really good. A lot of people are judging it very harshly because it's part 1 out of 3 movies coming out, I think, but we don't know how it's going to end yet. So for what came out, I think it was really good, so you should go check it out. And then also check out Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo.